गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. We are in Jnaneshwari, chapter 17, verse number 23, OV number 334. Yeah. So here the verse was Om Tat Saditi Nirdesho Brahmanastrividha Smrutaha Brahmanasthena Vedascha Yajñascha Vihitah Puraha. Oh, Pura, not Puraha. And here we saw that that Om Tat Sat, these are the three names by which that infinite reality is called or invoked or remembered or applied, whichever way you put it. These three words, Om Tat Sat. So designation of the Brahman, by that the Vedas, the Brahmanas and sacrifices were ordained of old. So, and we have seen till 334th. Here 334th was, what was it? Parinigama Shikhari Upanishadartha Nagari Ahati ze Brahmachaya Yekahari Tayasi Chakale He hi asau Prajapati Shakti ze Srushti Kariti Te Zaya Eka Avruti Namachiye. So he says here that but only those who come up to the level of God Brahma sitting by his side in the city in the form of Upanishads, on the summit of the mountain in the form of the Vedas, know this formula. In fact, God Brahma attained the power to create the world through the chanting of this formula. What is the formula that Brahmaji chanted? You remember the story? That when Brahmaji was born from the navel of Narayana. Narayana is beyond Ishvara. We call him Ishvara, that's okay, but Narayana represents the all-pervading, all Purnamada. In Ishavasya Upanishad we talk about Purnamada Purnamidam. Narayana is Purnamada Purnamidam. We have given it for our convenience, the form and all that stuff. So from his navel, the lotus comes. On the lotus, Brahmaji appears. When he opens his eyes, he gets his first face. Then he looks on right side, he gets the second face. He looks on the other side, he gets the third face. He looks back, he gets the fourth face. These four faces in us are the Mana, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahankar. See? Now, when Brahmaji came into existence, then when he looked around, it was all emptiness. There was nothing. When he looked around with his four faces in all directions, there was nothing. Then, majority of the people, what will they feel? They will feel fear. See? So he said, then what is my purpose? Why am I here? Who who brought me into existence, what is my source, what is my cause, where have I come from, who am I, how come I am alone and nobody else is there. And in search of his origin, see what did he do? He searched for his origin. And in that search, first he looked out, then when there was nothing, he went in. And when he went in, he went into the lotus, into the stalk of the lotus. And where was the lotus connected to? To the navel of the Narayana, Lord Narayana. And when he reached there, can Brahmaji come to know Narayana? Not possible. Brahmaji cannot come to know Narayana. Brahmaji is a manifestation. Manifestation or the effect can never come to know the cause. When it goes and searches for the cause, the effect vanishes. When the eyes try to see what is the vision, who is illuminating all these forms? You say I. When the eyes try to look at the eye, all the variety of colors and forms vanish. Who is hearing the sound? The eardrum. You become aware of it, all sounds will vanish. Same way, where are the thoughts coming in the mind? You look for the mind, all the thoughts will vanish. This you have to experiment. Only you have to experiment with yourself. Right now, as I'm taking you through it. So that it becomes your own knowledge. It just doesn't remain a second-hand information coming from someone only to your ears. And this is what is happening. Every night you go back to nothingness, go to sleep in ignorance. Brahmaji did not go to sleep. He was awake. Are you awake when the sleep begins? Meaning, when all the thoughts naturally subside, are you awake? Let that be your sadhana. Catch that moment where the last thought subsides, whatever it may be. So Brahmaji went into the stalk of the lotus, and when he reached the udara, the stomach or the navel of Lord Narayana, that's how the story goes, there he heard one mantra. What was the mantra? 1721, 1721, 1721. And what was that mantra? 17th and the 21st alphabet of the Sanskrit Devanagari. 17th is Ta and 21st is Pa. Tapa, 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 tapa. And then that turned into Om Tat Sat. Then he did tapas. And then he came to realize. What was the realization? It was unshaken, because he wanted to know why have I come into existence. You also must have wondered many times, why have you come into existence? Is it to go to school, get educated, get a profession, get married, have children? That animals also do. Protect your area through investments, house. Birds also build nests. There must be some higher purpose. Or is it to live your whole life only my bacha, my beta, my puttu, my kittu? See? From this story we understand. Then Brahmaji, when he was doing tapas, it was revealed to him that his purpose is to create. So his job description became that of creator. And then he started that story you all know. First he created Sanat Kumaras. Now he didn't want to move away from himself. He didn't want to multiply. He didn't want to create. But the urge, the divine will is there. Om Tat Sat. and he created. He did not create space, air, fire, water, earth. He did not create time. Brahmaji did not create time, he did not create the five elements. So he is also subjected to those to the same rules as we are. So one day, just like every day we wake up and we go to sleep, he also comes into existence and he also goes out of existence. He also manifests and goes out of manifestation. So in our Vedanta, unmanifestation, and for stupid people it is called death. Ignorant people call it death, we call it unmanifestation. Nothing goes out of existence in this creation. Why? How can you say that nothing goes out of, my mother went, my father went, my grandfather went? Because they came out of nothing, they went back to nothing. If your attention is on the body. And if your attention is on the conscious principle, it is always, it is infinite. Can the water which is in a wave, can it ever die? Can the gold in the ornament, can it ever die? Ornament dies. The form dies. Or gold doesn't die. Understand this about yourself. Anyway, so here Brahmaji's thought came that know this formula. In fact, God Brahma attained the power to create the world through the chanting of this formula, Om Tat Sat. Continuing from here, what is it? Where? 336. हाँ. By Srishti Chiya Upakrama Purviga Virottama Veda Aisa Brahma Ekala Hota मज ईश्वरा ते नोळखे ना सृष्टी ही करू न शके तोत होरू केला एके नामे जेणे जयाच्या अर्थू जीवी ध्याता जे वर्णत्रयची जपता विश्वसृजन योग्यता आलीतया ते धवा रचिले ब्रह्मजन तया वेद दिधले शासन यज्ञ ऐसे वर्तन जीविके केले पाठी नेणो कीर्तियेर सृजिले लोक अपार झाले ब्रह्मदत्त अग्रहार तीन्ही भुवने. He says, O great warrior, O great warrior, Arjuna, before the creation of this world, God Brahma was alone and had become batty. He had ceased to recognize me and was unable to create the world. Again, now, I didn't know he was going to tell the story. So, Brahmaji was not able to recognize the source. So this idea that we have, we want to realize, you will not be able to realize. Nobody can realize. Why? Because you are already that. Not realized, you are already that. Okay, say realized also. Can the husband realize the man? Husband is already man. How can he realize man? See? Can the wave realize water? It is already water. Can the ornament realize gold? It is already gold. Then why I have been told that we must seek mumukshutvam, vivek, vairagya, shatka, sampatti, mumukshutvam? This is only in the initial stages. When you come to 17th chapter Bhagavad Gita, you have to drop that topic. Or till the last moment. Till the last moment. continue to seek the truth, but when you know that this is the last thought that is going to come, drop it. Knowing fully well that mumukshutvam was only the urge, the desire to liberate, was only to wean your mind out of tamas to rajas, from rajas to sattva. And when we want to go beyond sattva, then we have to drop everything. Even mumukshutvam has to be dropped. Even the scriptures have to be dropped. See? He had ceased to recognize one and was unable to create the world. He achieved greatness by chanting his name and acquired the capacity to create the world by contemplation and chanting of this 3-syllable formula. Then these three. What did he chant? Om Tat Sat, Om Tat Sat, Om Tat Sat. See? So these are the words which he heard when he went into the stock of the, that's not given here. If you read the Puranas, it will come there. When he went to the stock. When I say 1721, he was told to do tapas. How to do tapas? Om Tat Sat. This was the japa mantra. Om Tat Sat. Om Tat Sat. If Brahmaji has done that, you and me, are we greater than Brahmaji not to follow that? Aren't we created? If at a empirical level we are his creation, isn't it? He created the world. So if he is practicing still Om Tat Sat, then we should also practice Om Tat Sat. We should also chant Om Tat Sat. So then he created the Brahmins, and after directing them to follow the Vedas, he provided them the means of livelihood in the form of sacrificial rites. See? By birth, majority of the people, everyone for that matter, is extroverted only. Because senses are outwards, mind is going outwards. Actions are going outwards. Breath is going outwards. Everything is external. So you have to begin from where you are. So here he is telling that when he created, the first thing that he created was Brahmins, and he gave them the means of livelihood in the form of sacrificial rites. So what were the sacrificial rites? That's the majority portion of the Vedas. Remember this. 75% of the Vedas. If those sacrifices are performed, Nitya Naimittika Karma, if they are performed on a daily basis without any expectation of a result, without any fear, that if I don't do this, what will happen? Majority people do it because they want to improve the world. Other people want to do it on a daily basis because they want to go to heaven. And the stupid people want to do it because they want their desires to be fulfilled. That is the lowest of the rung. Then second was those who want to improve the world. Third is those who want to go to heavens. These are the first three chakras. Get out of this. The same thing is told in our Ishavasya Upanishad. Yesterday, same thing we did in the second verse. Kurvanneveha karmani jijivishet shatagang samaha. See? And what was heard? Na karma lipyate nare. Perform in such a way that no karma sticks to you. Meaning you don't take ownership of the karma. Kriya. How do you do that? Om Tat Sat. Before, during, and after, keep remembering Om Tat Sat. Let's see what he says after this. Then he created the Brahmins, and after directing them to follow the Vedas, he provided them with the means of livelihood in the form of sacrificial rites. So, Brahmins are invited to do the pujas, to do the havan, they get some dakshina, and that's how they subsist. They don't demand, hey, yeah, I will come and do the havan, but my charges are $300, $400, $500. Like someone came to me, they said, Swamiji, I want to come and meet you. I said, okay, come. No, I want to discuss with something with you. I said, come. What are your charges? I said, do you have a job? She said, no, I lost my job, that's why I want to come. Oh, you want a job? Then it is a bit expensive then. No, Swami, don't joke. I said, you only ask me, what am I joking now? How much can you afford? So I took her for a long ride and eventually said, no, Swamiji, please be serious, be serious. See? No demands, no expectations when we are doing this. And the society also must take care of them. That was how the system was. If he is telling here what were the duties of the Kshatriya, Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Shudras, then we'll come to know. But let's see. And then he created countless beings and gifted them for their livelihood the three worlds with a hereditary right over them. Jnaneshwar Maharaj is addressing the people at a particular period of time. Therefore, he is using the word hereditary. When he was born and he was in this world, Jnaneshwar Maharaj, he is still there today. But when he was young, the onslaught of the invaders had begun. The onslaught of the invaders, it began from 9th or 10th century AD. And Jnaneshwar Maharaj was about 760, 70, 80 years ago. So he has already got the data that 200-300 years how the people are being looted, murdered, killed, kidnapped by the invaders. So at that time, that juncture of time, it was important for him to speak the way he is speaking, and he is speaking majority of the people who were listening to him were the common people. And that is why he is speaking in the local language. He is not speaking in Sanskrit. As we told you in the story at the beginning of Jnaneshwari, it was also to break the ahankar of all the self-proclaimed pandits, that we are the upholders of the religion. Same problem came when Swami Rama, Swami Chinmayananda, Swami Vivekananda, when they started speaking in English, these so-called self-proclaimed protectors of religion, they took up a morcha against all these people, all these Mahatmas. How can you speak in the Mlecha language, in the language of the foreigners? This is our scriptures. We are Hindu. This blah blah blah. What have you studied the scriptures then for? If the discrimination between English and yes, we must be loving our Sanskrit, loving our languages. We are Maharashtrians. We are Bengali. I am Bengali. even in Maharashtra, then I am a Kokanast or I am a Deshast. I am from the coast or I am from the land. I am from Vidarbha or I am from Bombay or I am from Pune. Keep creating divisions after divisions after divisions. When will it stop? See? For that you have to study Vedas, where you understand what is the position of a Brahmin, what is the position of a Kshatriya, what is the position of a Vaishya, what constitutes, and the Shudra, what constitutes, what jobs are they, how they are supposed to earn, what are their responsibilities within the society. Because no society can be only a Brahmin society, no society can be only a Shudra society. A society will have a admixture of all these four. Only then a healthy society is formed. If Brahmin has to start protecting himself and growing food and doing business, then he will not be studying the scriptures, he will not have time for meditation, he will not have time for meditating on the divine. Then he can't live a selfless life because he's only worried about where the next meal is going to come. So it becomes the responsibility of the other three to take care of the Brahmin. And it becomes the responsibility of the Brahmin to offer his services without any expectation. See? How wonderful balance is there. He's not allowed to go to the same house every day and beg. Not allowed. Well, Brahmin is allowed, but not the sannyasi. Okay. See? So it's a whole subject by itself, but and we can maybe somewhere we covered it before when it came. With a Then he created the three worlds with a hereditary right over them. But this hereditary, like Indra, is going to continue to be Indra of the heaven. Brahmaji is going to be the creator. He cannot say, नहीं यार अब मैं बोर हो गया creation करते करते करते. Like today's kids, I am tired of doing this job. I want to change. I need something fresh. So Brahmaji is saying, I am tired of creation. I think I'll renounce creation and I'll take up destruction. It doesn't happen that way. It doesn't happen that way. He is stuck. That is his job description. So also all the Devi Devatas, all of them are eyes. Within us, the eyes cannot say that I am going to start listening from next moment onwards. As much as their wish is there, it cannot do it. The senses will function only in their prescribed field. Mind says, I'm not going to stop. I'm tired of thinking thoughts. I'm not going to think thoughts. If he decides like that, it will not happen. He has to work towards it. And even if he is able to stop thinking, it will be only temporary, because the nature of the mind is to think and not think thoughts. Manifest thoughts and not manifest thoughts. That is the nature of the mind. So right now you are there or a realized person is there. Both have a mind. He has recognized the role of the mind, which is to pump out thoughts or to stop pumping out thoughts. And what is your position? Our position is, my thoughts, these are too many dirty thoughts, these are too many, I'm anxious thoughts, or we are identified with our thoughts. We are not able to stand apart. That's the only difference. Stand apart and there you are. That is realization. Where we are not influenced by anything in Prakriti. That's the end game. That's it. After that, you cannot do anything. After that, it has to happen. What is that? I alone am. Ekameva dvitiya. That has to happen. Standing apart also happens, but we have to work towards it initially. Now, so with this, so understand when he says the beings and gifted them with for their livelihood, the three worlds with a hereditary right over them. So what is the food for the devas? The ahutis that you put in the fire sacrifice. That is the food for them. What is the food for pitras? The pindadan that you give through the steam, they get the food with the incantation of certain mantras. See? Continuing, where are we? 341st verse. ऐसे नाम मंत्रे जेणे धातया अढंच करणे तयाचे स्वरूप ऐक म्हणे श्रीकांतू तो तरी सर्व मंत्राचा राजा तो प्रणवो आदिवर्णो बुजा आणि तत्कारू जो दुजा तिजा सत्कारू एवं ओम तत्सद आकारू ब्रह्म नाम हे त्रिप्रकारू हे फूल तुरंबी सुंदरू उपनिषदांचे येणेसी गा होऊनी एक जय कर्म चाले सात्विक तय कैवल्या ते ऐक पाईक घरीचे करी परिकापुराचे थळीव आणून देईल दैव लेवो जाणणेची आडव तेथ असे बापा. He says, now hear about the formula signifying the name of the God which made God Brahma preeminent in this world. So said the Lord of Lakshmi. Why Brahmaji is Brahma? Because of his actions. Every person is determined how? Tell someone, how is every person determined?
By their actions and nature.
Actions and knowledge.
Nature.
Knowledge. Karma and Gyan. That is how we recognize a person. And then classify or whatever. See? So, Brahmaji is what is his loka called? Satyalok. He is the righteous one. And with that righteousness, he is doing the creation. He is not making the creation go round and round with a desire that, oh, I'm doing a very good job. Give me, nobody is praising me, I'm going to show them that I can spoil this creation. He doesn't have that type of disposition. He doesn't have animosity towards anyone. His intentions are very pure. Why? His mind is ever contemplative on the infinite. And how does he contemplate on the infinite? Om Tat Sat. And therefore, we may see this creation as good and bad, but from his point of view, everything is perfect. He doesn't feel guilty. He doesn't take, oh, I created this creation. Why are there these murderers and why there are terrorists and why there are wars? We say that, why Bhagavan created all the wars and terrorists. Brahmaji doesn't have this problem. He doesn't feel guilty. Why? Your karmas are your karmas. Your karmas, you have become a terrorist by choice. You have become a doctor by choice. You have taken sannyas by your choice. You are seeking the truth by your choice. And if you recognize that it is not your choice, it is the divine will, then all the roles that you are performing will become neutralized. See? Because liberation, even Brahmaji cannot liberate. Even Brahmaji cannot liberate. He has to take a human birth if he wants to liberate. So you are very lucky that we already have. We are not stuck like Dhruva. He did tapasya for 3 months, 6 months, and Narayana came in front of him, and the urge with which he went into meditation was, I want to sit on my father's lap. And when the Lord came in front of him, he said, ask me what you want. He said, you know everything. Arey, you should have said what you want. He's giving you the choice. Don't keep mum that time. You know everything. So he said, yeah, I know that you came with a urge, desire to sit on the lap of your father. Now I am your father, so sit in my lap. For how many cycles, for how many eons he will be up there in the sky as the Dhruvatara. Stuck. Liberation has got extended. Again he has to take birth as a human work whenever it happens. So don't make the mistake of desiring anything in this world, or bhu, bhuva, suva, maha, janaha, tapaha, satyam. Don't demand anything from this world. Naturally, nothing from the lower worlds. But if you live an animalistic life, then he will make his correction. So here Bhagavan is saying, now hear about this formula. So why I am telling you all this, just this in detail, is Brahmaji is creating the creation as an offering to the infinite reality, as an offering to his source. Are we performing our actions as an offering to the source? Are we having this disposition that this speech is an offering to the source? This seeing, hearing, touching, feeling, tasting, thinking, waking, dream, sleep, any activity that you are involved in, are we having this disposition that we are offering it to the source? Has it become a yajna? Has it become a tapas? Conscious one, not unconscious. Because with a little bit of practice, Om Tat Sat will go on in the mind, and the mind is thinking about children and grandchildren and what else has to be done. Not that way. Fully conscious, fully aware, fully alert, fully vigilant. And with that poise, perform every action as an offering to the divine, or see that action as an expression of the divine through this equipment. You are merely the observer. If you can come to this point, oh, great leap. फिर आनंद आ जाएगा जीने का. Then there is nothing that you can or you cannot do. Whatever is happening is His will. Who am I? And to bring about this transformation, here Bhagavad Gita is saying that to those people who are stuck in sattva, rajas, tamas, they should chant Om Tat Sat. So here he says, he added, know that its first syllable is Om, the king of all sacred formula. Why it is king of all sacred formula? Om is the first sound, first syllable. Om is the natural sound of the space. Some places it comes, Om is the first, is the speech of the Lord. Because from Lord's point of view, the infinite's point of view, there is no one else. So whom he is going to speak to? To himself. So what is that? Om. And how does he speak? Not from his mouth. That is his nature. Om and the infinite are one and the same. See? See, sound appears only, communication happens only when there is someone other than you. Otherwise, communication is not required. So, where have all the sounds gone when you go to sleep? Where has all the language gone when you go to sleep? Where has all the speech from Vaikhari, it goes to Madhyama to Pashyanti, then Para. But instead of going to Para, you go to Pashyanti and go to sleep. See? Because your attention is on the sleep. Instead of sleep, let it be, you remain awake. Then that very moment, you will take the bypass and go into Para. See? All the alphabets and vowels, a, a, e, u, ru, ru, e, I, o, aha, ka, ka, ga, ga, nga, cha, cha, ja, jaya, ta, ta, da, da, na, ta, ta, da, da, na, pa, pa, ba, ba, ma, yara, lava, sha, sha, sa, ha. All of them have come out of this Om. Ka means Kala. Kha means space. Ga means Gati. And it's where every alphabet, and where is it taking all these alphabets? First, it was expansion, and by the time you come to Pa, the lips are closing already. You are going back to the source. So, if you have to just break it up, u, so pa, pa, pha, bha, ma. So sounds are these 5 alphabets, consonants. They are for liberation. Anyway, so its second syllable is, so in this Om Tat Sat, Om is the sacred syllable, it's the sacred formula. And in this sacred formula, another beauty is there. If you break it up into A, U and Ma, A represents the waking, U represents the dream, Ma represents the deep sleep. And then on the Om you have the Chandra and the Bindu. That takes you to the Turiya. See? So if you keep practicing, every child begins with only. He's hungry. He wants to do toilet. He wants to play. He wants to catch some toy. Only coming out, nothing else. That's how every child begins that way only. He doesn't start with Ma. But when you want to put that child to sleep, I used to, when we were young, we knew one family. That child was so naughty. He will be running around like a hyper. And after afternoon, we used to go over the weekends to them, have lunch, and then now it's time to sleep or play some cards or carom board. So this fellow will not allow you to do anything. So the father or the mother, they will take him to the bedroom and they will, thodi der so jayega. He will go to sleep. But by the time father has come back to the front room, he is also walking behind him. Other times, by doing the father goes to sleep, the child comes back. See? The second syllable is Tat and the third is Sat. Om is to be chanted to recognize the self. Tat is that infinite reality, the Brahman, the Paramatma. And Sat is this world. Sat means existence. Tat means that. So what is that? We are not talking about that world. No, we are talking about when Tat is representing the infinite reality. Om is representing this. I am making it. I don't know if Jnaneshwar Maharaj says it in this way. I am telling you my bit of contribution. Om is the Atma within. Tat is the Paramatma or the Brahman. And Sat, we look at the world, but where are we lost? We are lost in the colors and forms, isn't it? But don't we recognize everything in this creation as existing? This is a laptop. This is a phone. This is the person. This is the evening. So things are changing, but is constant. Without that isness, nothing can exist, isn't it? Even if you say absence, oh, there is absence now. So absence also is. Without the substratum, nothing can, manifestation or unmanifestation, presence or absence, cannot exist by themselves. There has to be a substratum, and that substratum is Sat. See, Sat just doesn't mean truth. That is a very, that is where it is required to be used, you use that there. Sat means truth. Here it means this. Om for the self, Atma. Tat for the infinite. Tattvamasi, you have heard Tattvamasi, you are that. Tat, Tvam, Asi. Asi means is. Tvam means you. Oh, you. And Tat is that. You are that. What is that? That reality. That infinite reality. Same Tat here. And Sat has to be used in order to see that it is the substratum of the entire world. And this is what our world is, isn't it? Jeev, Jagat, Ishwar. This is our world. Jeev means the individual. Jagat means the world. Ishwar means the infinite reality. Om. So now we want to access the reality behind these three. Is the same woman who is expressing as wife, expressing as daughter, expressing as mother. That one reality alone with respect to Atma. So what is that key with which I can unlock the self, transform the Jiva into to recognize that it is Atma? Chant Om. What is the key to remember the infinite reality? Tat. What is the key to recognize the world as divine? Sat. See, three words, Khalas. In this way, Om Tat Sat is the triple name of Brahman. Just like woman is known by three names by others, man is also known by husband, brother, and father. Same way, that one Brahman, that one reality is known by these three. So here Tat can be for Ishvara, it's okay. The all inclusive principle, that is Ishvara. You should smell this beautiful flower of the Upanishads in the form of this name. See, it is also told that if we perform all our actions, remembering Om Tat Sat, chanting Om Tat Sat before, during, and after. And I have come across many people doing that. They have never studied the Upanishads, they have never studied the scriptures. They may be doing puja or they may not be doing puja, but when they burp, they say Om. When they say sneeze, they don't say bless you, they say Om, Hari Om. If someone says, sir, now I'm going, okay, Hari Om. If you go to some houses, they will say Ram Ram. If you go to ashrams in Varanasi, when they are serving the food, Roti Ram, Roti Ram, Roti Ram, Chawal Ram, Chawal Ram, Chawal Ram. See, everything is connected to the divine. You do it. If you combine Om Tat Sat to every activity consciously, then that activity becomes sanctioned by the scriptures. Then you don't have to study the scriptures. Then what will happen? Automatically, your mind will get purified. Your mind is getting focused on the infinite. See? You should smell this beautiful flower of the Upanishads in the form of this name. If you become one with this name and perform sattvic actions, emancipation becomes a domestic servant in your house. Emancipation, realization becomes your servant in your own house. Where is your own house? Now don't think, I got $1 million house and I got a $2 million house. This is your house. This is your temple. Realization becomes a servant while living. Not after, not posthumous. While living. Now how much more simpler can the Lord make it for us? Chant Om Tat Sat. Give up all guilts, all expectations. Hari Om Tat Sat. There is one mantra. Hari Om Tat Sat Jaya Guru Datta. Hari Om Tat Sat Jaya Guru Datta. See? But it requires a conscious application. It will not happen by wishful thinking. And when we have to apply? When do we have to apply? Right now. Start right now. With every breath, with every action, whatever you are doing. Alright. Om Tat Sat, खुजली हो रही है. Make it a game. You will enjoy. If a person secures ornaments or camphor through good fortune, he finds it difficult to know how to wear them. Isn't it? If a person secures ornaments of camphor through good fortune, ornaments of camphor, लगाओगे तो आग लग जाएगी. हाँ. But he finds it difficult to know how to wear these ornaments made out of camphor. In the same way, now continuing the 346th OV. तैसे आदरी झेल सत्कर्म उच्चरी झेल ब्रह्म नाम परिनेणी झेल कजरी वर्म विनियोगाचे तरी महंताची आकोडी घरा आली ही वोढी मानू नेणता परवडी मुद्दल तुटे काल्यावया चोखट टीक भांगार एकवट घालुनी बांधिली मोठ गळा जेवी तैसे तोंडी ब्रह्मनाम हाती ते सात्विक कर्म विनियोगे वीण काम विफळ होय अगा अन्न आणि भूक पासी असे परिदेख जेऊ नेणता बालक लंघनची की. He says that in the same way, just like this person doesn't know how to wear these ornaments made out of camphor, in the same way, even if one performs good actions and chants the name of Brahman by using Om Tat Sat, he may not know the secret of its proper application as laid down in the scripture. Now, Jnaneshwar Maharaj is going one step further. What did I tell you just before? That if you are chanting Om Tat Sat with every action, activity, then that action becomes scripturally sanctioned action. You understand? Because when you are saying Om Tat Sat, you are not taking responsibility for that action. Your attention is it's an expression of the divine by the will of the divine being performed by the divine, and the result of it, every action must give a result, good, bad, ugly, whatever. It will also go to the divine. You are हाथ धो लो. ओम तत्सत बोल के हाथ धो लो. See? So, but here he says something else. He may not know the secret of its proper application as laid down in the scripture, just as one loses merit by not showing proper respect to saintly persons who visit one's house, or one longing to wear beautiful ornaments of gold puts them in a bundle and hangs it around one's neck. So the chanting of the name of the God and performance of good actions are of no avail if one does not know its proper application, consisting of 3 syllables in performing such action. And this will happen. Here he is saying this way. Initially we begin blindly, with full of faith. And as I said before, that he is performing the actions, he is prompting the actions, he is making the actions happen, and the result is also going. So what will happen over a period of time? The person will get purified, because his attention is on the divine. It's not on the action. It's on Om Tat Sat. And as purification takes place, this is what the beauty of japa is also, which we are going to see in Amrit Anubhav on Sundays. Yeah, next week we'll start with that. This Sunday we'll start with that. How to do japa according to Jnaneshwar Maharaj, and how he realized by doing that exercise. So when the mind gets purified, automatically in that purified mind or person, the jiva, the faculty to know, the faculty, the urge to go deeper into who is this Om, what is this Tat, what is this Sat, who is this person who is being represented by Om Tat Sat. How can I get to that person? How can I be that cause of all causes? If he alone is expressing as the in Jeev Jagat Ishwar, then what will be his disposition towards everyone? This, when we are obsessed with the world of relations and possessions, meaning, I keep rubbing it in relations and positions. Actually, it begins with when we are obsessed that I am only this body. This is where it begins. This relation and possession begins from the first mistake that I am only this body. And as long as you are accepting yourself as this body, the depth of understanding of the Om Tat Sat will not reveal itself to you. It's a revelation. A young girl wanting to be a mother, Mummy, I also want to become a mother like you. Mummy says, still time. How old is she? 8 years old, 9 years old. But time will tell, she will find out. As much as she wants to think and work out what is being a mother, she will never be able to work it out. Because she is not matured for it. Same way, as long as we are identified with this body, that I am only this body, and this virus is going rampant within our system, within our mind, till then, that the secret of the Om Tat Sat will not reveal itself. But we have to begin from there. And if you are sincere, if you are genuine, and you are dedicating and applying this Om Tat Sat regularly, over a period of time you will find that your interests change. Your attraction towards scriptures, your attraction to be in silence, your attraction to your availability to contemplation, these type of talks, every Tom, Dick and Harry is not able to digest. But today, if you are available, how many years later you have been available? When did you start your satsang? Say after 20, 30 years of your life. So for 20, 30 years you are not available to it. And then when you became available, still so many doubts, still so many confusions, still non-clarity about certain terms within the scriptures. I want to understand it my way. I don't want to listen to someone else. All this, everyone goes through that. We also went through that. Well, I didn't go through that because I didn't know. I tried and it didn't work. Every time I opened Bhagavad Gita, I used to have a best sleep by myself. So everything, we have to begin somewhere, and that's what Jnaneshwar Maharaj is saying here. Just as one, he may not know the secret of its proper application as laid down in the scripture, just as one loses merit by not showing proper respect to saintly persons who visit one's house, or one longing to wear beautiful ornaments of gold puts them in a bundle and hangs it around one's neck. ये बढ़िया है एग्जाम्पल. ऑर्नामेंट्स गले में डालने हैं, इधर कंगन हाथ में डालना है, बट क्या है, you put it in a pouch and hang it around your neck. What are you? I'm wearing ornaments in a pouch. That doesn't enhance your beauty. That doesn't enhance your beauty. Same way, mere knowing and mere chanting, you have heard it, you have got a fantastic intellect, you have taken this information, put it into your intellect, Om Tat Sat, and you are ready to tell others, but not ready to practice it. or you practice it only mechanically, not with respect and reverence. With respect and reverence to what? Om Tat Sat. And as I said, Sat is representing the world. So we have to interact with respect and reverence to the world also. We have to interact with that Ishvara with respect and reverence. We have to interact with our own self with respect and reverence. Do we respect ourselves? Every time you feel guilty and every time you have a desire, you have already committed suicide. Because you are far away from respecting yourself. If you love yourself, how can there be a feeling of guilt or regret or anxiety or panic or desire for anything in this world? It's very subtle what we are telling here. If you have respect and reverence for the Lord, then it will not be mechanical. Lord is everywhere. Then even that chappal which you leave outside the house will not be patak patak. You'll keep it properly. You'll walk properly. You'll speak properly. You'll handle things with elegance. It automatically happens. You don't have to try it. Just like when we are when a boss comes, we automatically start behaving in the office. It's like that. Maybe that is out of fear, or it can be out of respect and reverence. See? It's better if it is out of respect and reverence and unconditional love. Then whether we are interacting with us, ourselves, whether we are interacting with Lord, or we are interacting with the world, if this the attitude of the mind, our interaction is of respect, reverence, then why will the knowledge not reveal itself? It has to. Because that knowledge is always present, only we are not available. We become available only when we have an attitude of respect, reverence. Shishyasteham shadhimam tvam prapannam. That should be our attitude all the time. As an individual, that should be our attitude. See? So if one does not know its proper application consisting of 3 syllables in performing such actions, so how we should perform actions? By associating every action with Om Tat Sat and understanding these 3 syllables Om Tat Sat are representing the infinite, the Brahman. That Brahman, just like the man alone was expressing as husband, brother, son and father, that one infinite reality alone is expressing as Jeev Jagat Ishwar. And to address these three words are taken. See how wonderful? Now recognize why you take the world to be real. Why you don't take the world to be the infinite? Why do you take yourself to be the infinite? Why do you get lost in the name and form of the world? Why don't you take it as Sat? You are very quickly, if we can't see anything, we are ready to go spend so much money, get new glasses. Now what has happened? Our focal length has got corrected. Now I can see everything clearly. Exactly the same way. We start seeing, associating, chanting Om Tat Sat with every activity. Our focal length will get corrected and we'll see everything as it is, not how we imagine it to be. Jiva, individual, imagines. He imagines the ornament. And what is it actually? Gold. Jiva imagines sunrise and sunset. What is it actually? There is no sunrise and sunset. Jiva is imagining that he is inside this body, that this body is in this world is infinite. No. Correct angle of vision is, I am the source. Om will take you to that. Om Tat Sat will take you to that. It will reveal you that you are the source. You have been living a fool's life thinking that you are a product of this creation. You are not a product of this creation. You are the infinite one, Baba. You have never been born and you will never die. Unnecessarily going on an emotional journey, this person, and I don't want to get old, I am diseased, I don't want to die with corona. Our Swamiji says, corona means doership. As long as doership, you will die. And if you take the same word, corona, don't do anything, then you are realized. See? O Arjuna, there is food and hunger side by side, and yet if an infant does not know how to eat it, it starves. See? So if we don't know how to negotiate through this life, after realization also this life will continue, this body will continue, this mind will continue, the thoughts will continue, hunger and thirst will continue, people praising and insulting will continue. But if we have not learned how to negotiate through this and transform the entire experience into a divine one, then we have lost the plot. Then we have lost the opportunity of being born as a human being. He will correct next time. So, what is being presented to you is Sat. What is being presented to you is gold. But you pay through your nose to buy the ornament. What is being presented to you is Sat. But what you are interacting with is names and forms. And then you create relationships with those names and forms. Then you create past and future in that. Then you create birth and death in that. Who is to blame then? We are doing disservice to ourselves. We are digging our own grave. So yes, okay, this is now happening. What can I do now? It's going on. I didn't start it. That's how they programmed me. The education system, my parents, they didn't know anything. Okay, start chanting Om Tat Sat. With everything. With respect and reverence. With this understanding. Listen to it again and again. And things will start shifting. The attitude will change. Your disposition will change. See, we sit here for 1.5 hours, but it doesn't seem 1.5 hours has gone. Time is the same, but when you are enjoying, time is like a flicker. When you are bored, that same 1 minute becomes 2 hours, whole 24 hours. So where is this? It's in your disposition. Are you happy? Are you reverential towards everything? Are you respectful towards your own essential nature? And the way to do that is Om Tat Sat. O Arjuna, there is food and hunger side by side, and yet an infant does not know how to eat it. If it doesn't know how to eat it, it will starve. Starving will lead to death. If we do not know how to eat Om Tat Sat, if we do not know how to interact with the world, with the God, with ourselves, then death is waiting anyway. Because we are starving. We are continuously complaining. We are continuously miserable. We are suffering. We are not ready to break loose ourselves from the possessions, from the relations, from the memories, from this body identification. The crux of it is body identification. You are in love with your body. Now, the scripture, Bhagavad Gita is telling, Lord Krishna is telling, fall in love with Om Tat Sat. And body disidentification will automatically happen. Don't worry about it. But ये नहीं कि oh my son, how wonderful he is, Om Tat Sat, गया काम से. So where was the importance? On the son, not on Om Tat Sat. वैसे नहीं. वैसे भी शुरू करो तो सही, शुरू तो करो, कहीं ना कहीं बीच में क्लिक हो जाएगा. Continuing in the 351st verse, OV, का स्नेह सूत्र वैश्वानरा जालिया ही संसारा हातवटी नेणता वीरा प्रकाशु नो हे तैसे वेळे कृत्य पावे तेथिंचा मंत्रु ही आठवे परिव्यर्थते आघवे विनियोगे वीण म्हणवनी वर्णत्रयात्मक जे हे परब्रह्म नाम एक विनियोगू तू ऐक आता याचा. He says, or so the thought is coming, O Arjuna, there is food and hunger side by side, and yet an infant does not know how to eat it. It starves. Or oil, wick, and fire may be all available at one place. Still, O warrior, if their use is unknown, no light can be had. So, even when there is timely action and the appropriate formula, mantra, Om Tat Sat, comes to mind, yet they are of no use without the knowledge of their proper application. Now here, how in performing such actions one should properly apply the name of Brahman. I given you a little bit of hint, but we will see how Lord himself is telling how it should be applied. What did I tell you? First is when you are chanting, you apply. You chant associate every action with Om Tat Sat. Second, I told you, interact with yourself as Om, or consider yourself an expression of Om. That Lord is Tat, that, and the world is Sat. This is one way. Now let's see in our next class what Bhagavan Shri Krishna is telling, and the verse goes. What is the verse? Tasmad omityudahritya yajna tapa kriyaha pravartante vidhanoktaha satatam brahmavadinam. So we'll look at it next week. हो गया, टाइम हो गया. So with this, again with these three syllables, Om Tat Sat, who are nothing but expressions of Brahman, uh, and with them we perform all our actions and purify and get focused and eventually realize. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Sit quietly for some time. We still have 5 minutes.